Don't worry, but are there any sounds that you really like, not really struggle with, but you're like, okay, I have to do this sound, my voice is shot, but what do you do to bring forth that sound effect? Do you do any particular techniques, like with salt water, or?
I find, for me, the louder and more raw a voice is, it sounds really bizarre, but I found what works for me, especially, I discovered this when I was working on Aquarion. The character I played, Apollo, he's essentially half dog anyway. He's a very feral boy. So I got to really apply a lot of my dog instincts to the role as this kid who's just but he's always screaming. So what I discovered was the best little throat coater as I'm working is High C Orange from McDonald's.
Even if you're not working.
Perfect coating of like perfect little thickness of throat coat, and then also you get your vitamin C, so it's good for you.
Man.
Yeah. There's a million tricks. Green tea, if you're too squishy, will dry you out. Green apples will dry you out. Get rid of that type stuff. But really, if it's just your throat is ragged, come back a week later.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
I recently recorded a video game where the director said to me, "You're about to do a lot of screaming." And in my head I was like, "No problem, dude. This is the house of DVD built. Let's do this!" I'm excited. But then he was like, "No, you're about to do you're about to scream different characters' names in rapid succession, and it's going to last a long time. There's a lot of characters." And I said, "Okay, great. I'm ready. Let's do it. I got mine." I had both cold water and hot tea. It was ready to go. And he said, "Look to your right. Do you see that little bottle over there?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you see the spoon next to the bottle?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Pour the contents of the bottle into the spoon, and then take it down." And I said, "Okay." I later realized he could have told me anything. Like, do I just normally take stuff out of bottles? Actually, I do. Arsenic. There's the skull, and just take it. And I took it down. It was definitely cough syrup. And I've never had a session where I was required to swallow cough syrup before. And it did help because it has a numbing quality, but I was like, wow, this is real. Okay, I'm about to. And he was right. I'm glad I did it. So I forgot the question, but I had cough syrup. So yeah.
Everybody kind of has their own little tricks on how to preserve or how to, or maintain. The biggest trick, though, is to not hold back at all. I mean, if you're doing a yelling, screaming, whether it's animals or humans, if you're screaming a lot, you got to go for it every time. And it's just a matter of what happens to your throat when you're yelling. Is the more you the more you grit that off, it's just shredding your throat every time you yell. So it's a lot easier to go ah than it is to go ah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just it's all right there, and then you're shredded after 3 screams.
But then, of course, for every scream you hear, you're listening to maybe 3 or 4 anyway. And the power-up screams are the ones that incorporate both of those. They have the full open mouth into the tight as you go further and further. And then someone falls, cuts out.